It's a great day for high school football.
Welcome to the High School Football Pigskin Show. I'm the host, Michael Anderson.
With the upsets, the playoff picture is blurry. It will become clearer when North and South Georgia collide. Good evening, folks. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving holiday yesterday. When I arrived at Archer, it was an extremely cold night, but the fans were looking forward to this upcoming matchup. At the top of the first quarter, Archer has possession. However, they were forced to punt the ball. Then Colquitt takes possession, and likewise, they were forced to punt the ball also. Folks, this game was a defensive battle. Archer takes possession and was forced to punt the ball. Now Colquitt has possession, and they are rapidly moving the ball down the field. They attempt a long field goal, which is good. The score now is 3-0 in Colquitt's favor. Archer takes possession, however, they're forced to punt the ball. Now Colquitt has possession, and likewise, they're forced to punt the ball also. Archer takes possession, and they move the ball down the field. Then they throw a long pass for a Tiger touchdown, and the extra point was good. Just before half, Colquitt County takes possession, and they move the ball down the field. Then on fourth down, Colquitt County attempts what they call a free kick. Frankly, folks, I had never heard of this before, but it allows a team to kick a long field goal, at least attempt a long field goal on fourth down. Colquitt County lines up in a kickoff team formation, and they kick it. And they made a 60-yard field goal, which was simply outstanding. Now the score is 7-6, and we're getting ready to go into halftime. It's halftime, folks, and as you can see, it's a defensive battle. The score is 7-6 with Archer up. Colquitt County goes on to score 6 more points, which is essentially 2 field goals to win this game. I'm going to show you some of the pictures of the highlights. This is how it went down. final score was 12-7, with Colquitt County being the victor. I thought that Colquitt County played real good defense against Archer. They pretty much held Archer in check through most of the game. I thought that Colquitt County's kicker was definitely an awesome kicker. He came through, he scored all their points, all 12 points. He's definitely an asset on their team. And hats off to Colquitt County's coaching staff. I thought they had a real good strategy against Archer. Archer, on the other hand, I thought that they played pretty good defense. I think in the second half, Colquitt County got a lot of yards against Archer's defense. Maybe they got wore down or something. But Archer did have a good run this year. They went undefeated until they met Colquitt County. So definitely Archer should hold their heads up. They have a real good foundation to build on for next season. Well, folks, it's time to discuss playoffs. Well, folks, it's time to discuss playoffs. I'm going to discuss Class 2A through Class 7A. Well, the biggest upset to me was Benedictine losing to Hateville Charter. As you know, Benedictine won the state championship last year, so they got knocked off. By far the best playoff game, in my opinion, last night was between Brookwood versus Tift County. What an epic football game. Well, we'll start off with Class 2A. Basically, Callaway faced off against Brooks County last night. Congratulations to Brooks County, because they dominated Callaway. Now, Callaway had a good run and a good season, so they shouldn't let their heads hang about. So, Brooks County moves on to the semifinals. Moving down, Raven County had too much Bailey Fisher for Scriven County, so they beat Scriven County. Scriven County had a good run and a good season, so Raven County moves on to the semifinals. So Raven County faces off with Brooks County. Great matchup in the semifinals, no doubt about it. It looks like it'll be at home in Raven County. I think that this is a good matchup, no doubt about it. And I think that it'll probably be, again, too much Bailey Fisher for Brooks County. Even though Brooks County has a good defense, I'm not so sure they're going to be able to contain Bailey Fisher. So I'm predicting or projecting that Raven County will move on to the finals. On the other side of the bracket, Heard County faced off with Thomasville. Congratulations to Heard County. Now, it looks like there was too much of Emory Jones, the quarterback for Heard County, for Thomasville. So Heard County beats Thomasville, and they move on to the semifinals. Moving down, Hateville Charter, like I mentioned earlier, defeated Benedictine. It looks like there was too much of quarterback Taj Malik Williams for Benedictine. So Hateville Charter moves on to the semifinals. So that sets up a matchup between Heard County versus Hateville Charter. It looks like the game's going to be played at Heard County. My prediction is that Hateville Charter will be too much for Heard, and they'll move on. So I think that the Class 2A finals will be between Raven County versus Hateville Charter. Moving on to Class 3A. GAC, Great Atlanta Christian, faced off against Jenkins. GAC dominated Jenkins last night. Congratulations to Great Atlanta Christian, also called GAC. I think that Jenkins had a good run, had a good season. So basically, GAC moves on to the semifinals. Moving down, Westminster faced off against Peach County. Congratulations to Peach County for winning that one. Peach County dominated Westminster, so they move on to the semifinals. Now, this is a great matchup in the semifinals between Great Atlanta Christian and Peach County. I am projecting that Great Atlanta Christian will beat Peach County. Moving on to the other side of the bracket, Cedar Grove faced off against Pike County. Cedar Grove dominated Pike County, so congratulations to Cedar Grove. Pike County had a good run, no doubt about it. So Cedar Grove moves on to the semifinals. Moving down, Calhoun faced off against Liberty County. Calhoun dominated Liberty County. Congratulations to Calhoun. Liberty County had a good season, no doubt about it. So Calhoun moves on to the semifinals to face off on Cedar Grove. Now this is a great matchup also. My prediction is Cedar Grove will win that particular game, and they'll face off with Great Atlanta Christian in the finals. That was last year's finals, by the way. If you don't know, GAC, Great Atlanta Christian, played Cedar Grove in the finals last year. Moving on to Class 4A. Marist faced off with Burke County last night. Congratulations to Marist. They dominated Burke County, and they move on to the semifinals. Burke County did have a good run and a good season. Moving down, St. Pius faced off against Woodward Academy. Congratulations to St. Pius. They they did enough to move past Woodward Academy, so they'll move on to the semifinals. So that's a matchup between Marist versus St. Pius. If you know anything about DeKalb County football, that is a rival game. These two private schools in DeKalb County have played each other early this year. Marist did beat them, in a very close game. I'm projecting that Marist will win that semifinal game and move on to the finals. So moving on to the other side of the bracket, Blessed Trinity. What can you say about them? They knocked out Cartersville last week. They dominated Thompson, so congratulations to them. Thompson did have a good season, a good run. So Blessed Trinity moves on to the semifinals. Moving down, Jefferson played Mary Persons. Congratulations to Mary Persons. They moved past Jefferson, and they're going to go on to the semifinals. So Mary Persons will face off against Blessed Trinity in semifinals. I think it's going to be at Mary Persons. I think that Blessed Trinity will win that particular game and move on to the finals. So I think the finals will be between Marist versus Blessed Trinity. Moving on to Class 5A. Rome squared off against Stars Mill. Rome was too much for their opponent. So congratulations to Rome for winning, for beating Stars Mill. Stars Mills had a good season and a good run, no doubt about it. So Rome moves on to the semifinals. Moving down, Buford faced off against Stockbridge. Sound like an epic football game. Buford had to rally from behind to beat Stockbridge. So congratulations to Buford. Stockbridge had a great season and a great run, so they'll need to let their heads hang low. So Buford moves on to the semifinals to face off against Rome. Now this was last year's matchup in the finals. Of course, Rome won that particular game. So just like a great semifinal matchup between Rome and Buford. I'm projecting that Rome will beat Buford again and move on to the finals. Moving on to the other side of the bracket, Carrollton face off against Warner Robins. And I tell you what, Warner Robins opened that game up. They dominated Carrollton, so congratulations to Warner Robins. And Carrollton had a good season, so definitely, don't need to let their heads hang low. So Warner Robins moves on to the semifinals. Moving down, Carver, Atlanta face off against Jones County. Now I tell you, this game kind of surprised me. Pretty much, Carver, Atlanta beat Jones County. Jones did rally back to try to beat Carver, Atlanta, but it fell short. It sounded like Carver, Atlanta's Condarius Monday was a little too much for Jones County in this particular football game. So Carver, Atlanta, congratulations to them, and also congratulations to Jones County because they had a great season. Their running back is really good. Their quarterback, really good. I like their O-line too as well. Anyway, Carver, Atlanta moves on to the semifinals to face off against Warner Robins. And my projection for that matchup is Warner Robins winning that game, moving on to the finals. So I'm projecting that Rome will play Warner Robins in the final. Moving on to Class 6A. Well, Alpharetta faced off against Colquitt County last night, And congratulations to Coffee County. They beat Alpharetta. Sumner had 108 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. So Coffee moves past Alpharetta. Alpharetta was kind of on uncharted territory, being that this is their first time their team made it to the quarterfinals. So congratulations to them for a good season this year. Moving down, Allatoona faced off against Tucker. Now Tucker had to come back from a 6-point deficit to rally to beat Allatoona. So congratulations to Tucker. Allatoona had a good season, had a good run. So Tucker moves on to the semifinals to face off against Coffee. I believe the game is going to be in DeKalb County at Tucker. So it should be a great matchup, no doubt about it. These teams are evenly matched, no doubt about it. Since it's at home, I'm going to give the edge to Tucker in a close game. So my projection is Tucker will move on to the finals. Moving to the other side of the bracket, Mays faced off against Lee County. If y'all are not aware, Lee County and Mays played last year, and Mays knocked Lee County out of the playoffs last year. Well, Lee County avenged that loss from last year, and they dominated Mays. So congratulations to Lee County. They move on to the semifinals. Also, congratulations to Mays on a good season and a good run. So Lee County moves, like I said, to the semifinals. Moving down, Harrison faced off against Glenn Academy. Well, Glenn Academy definitely dominated Harrison. Now, you know, Harrison had a good season, and it's unfortunate that they lost Fields before the playoffs. So Harrison basically got knocked off by Glenn Academy. Glenn Academy dominated Harrison. So Glenn Academy moves to the semifinals. They face off against Lee County. Very good matchup. I'm giving the edge to Lee County. Lee County is playing that game at home. So I'm giving the edge to Lee County to move on to the finals. And my prediction for the finals are Tucker versus Lee County, an epic state championship. Moving on to Class 7A. Brookwood faced off against Tift County last night in an epic football game. I tell you, Brookwood did win the game. They scored 3 touchdowns in the second half and rode that momentum to victory. Tift County had a great run this year and a great football season, and there's no need to let their head hang low. They went toe-to-toe with Brookwood, no doubt about it. So Brookwood moves on to the semifinals. Moving down, Archer faced Colquitt County. Congratulations to Colquitt County for their win. I was at that game. It looks like their defense and their excellent field goal kicker really helped them prevail in this football game. All the scores by Colquitt were field goals. And I tell you, their kicker hit a 60-yard field goal, which was actually absolutely outstanding. Archer, you know, congratulations to them for their great run, their great season, no doubt about it. Good football team. So Colquitt moves on to the semifinals to face Brookwood. Now these two teams have played before earlier this season, and Brookwood just basically dominated Colquitt. And I'm having a difficult time, you know, looking at this matchup. My projection is Brookwood again. Brookwood will be playing Colquitt at home, like last time when they played earlier this season. So I'm thinking Brookwood is going to make it to the finals. Moving on to the other side of the bracket, Parkview and McEachern squared off last night. Looks like there was too much of Paris Brown and Jalen Thornton. They pretty much took over the second half and propelled the MAC into victory. That's what I call McEachern, by the way, the MAC. That's a nickname for him. So McEachern moves on to the semifinals. Moving down, North Gwinnett faced off against Marietta. It looks like Marietta rallied back, trying to knock off North Gwinnett, but North Gwinnett held on. Congratulations to North Gwinnett. Congratulations to Marietta for a good season this year and a good run. So North Gwinnett moves on to the semifinals to face off against McEachern. My pick is North Gwinnett beating McEachern. So I think it's going to be an all Gwinnett state championship between Brookwood versus North Gwinnett. Well, folks, that's all I have. Until next time, take care and God bless.
Take me to your football game.